Welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can create a back-to-back histogram using Microsoft Excel, also known as a pyramid chart, if you have unequal bin widths. I have a separate video if they are equal because then it's much easier, but in this video I'll use unequal ones. As example, I have in column A and B my data. In column A has the options the students chose for their gender. There was only male and female, so that's why we can create this pyramid chart. And a grade they gave to the course. Now I've already created the bins, and as you can see, they're not all the same bin width. On how to create bins, I have a whole separate video, and how many there are you should use. Separate videos on that. This video will just focus on how to create the diagram. Perhaps you already have the frequencies or frequency densities, so perhaps you already have a table similar like in this one. Here I'm just creating it as well. So for example, this is counting if in column A it's matching this column's gender, and then it's checking how many of the grades in column B are less than the upper bound. Now you might notice I'm using a semicolon to separate my parameters. Your version of Excel might be using a comma. The dollar signs just prevent things from changing if you copy paste, so I can just copy paste this formula to all of them. Now this basically tells me that there were 7 female students who had a score less than 70, and for example 5 that had a score less than 60. So if I want to know how many scored between 50 and 70, I just subtract these two. So that's what's happened here. Of course, the very first one doesn't need to be subtract anything, so I can just refer to these two. I also create nicely a string, a label for the bins, so that it's just in one cell for each. Once we have the counts, we can easily calculate the frequency densities by simply taking the frequency and dividing it by the bin width, which is the difference between the upper bound and the lower bound. Then we need to separate the data for both the female and male. And this is actually the first category, 0, 10 to 40, but I've already changed it for later use. And then we simply have actually the start of everything starts for the females at 0. Then it goes up to 0.13, in this case actually minus 0.13. Then it moves to the upper bound at the same height, and then it drops down at the upper bound again. So basically this will create like a bar for the female 10 to 40. And I do the same for the other bars, and then also the same for the males. I also added a dummy column over here, and that one will be of use later on. Now finally, with this table we can actually create the diagram. So we select everything, and the first thing we need to do is then, except for the X column, we go for the insert ribbon, charts area, choose combo, and then stacked area. So I go for the insert ribbon, then this is the charts area. I need the combo, which is over here, and then it's the last one, the stacked area clustered column. Alright, so that's our starting point. Oh, that didn't go as planned. So let's move that one down. So that's step 4. Then we're going to adjust this one because it doesn't look anything like what we want at all yet. So let me just rearrange a little bit so you can follow along. We click on the chart, and we're going to change the chart type for quite a few. So I selected the chart, and then I have the chart design ribbon available, and then I want to go for the change chart type. Then it's telling me that the first one is currently stacked area, and I want to change it to simply area. So that's simply this one. Then all others actually change as well. And the dummy one all the way at the bottom, I want to change to the line with marker, so that's this one. And all the ones that didn't change to area we need to do manually, so I'm simply going to do those myself. And now indeed everything is area, so we click on OK. It still doesn't look much, but at least it's getting better now. Alright, then we need to change the other thing. So I'm going to have a look at that horizontal axis. Now it's ranging simply from 1 to 13, and that's not correct. So what we do is, again, in the chart design ribbon, we go for select data. We're going to edit this horizontal category axis, and we're going to specify our X, the one that we didn't specify earlier. Click on OK, and it actually changed it for all of them. So if we now click on OK, our chart, let's go further down. Where is it? Over here. Now actually has all of these available. All right. Then we go on to step 4, or part 4. Part 4. We now have the values, but we actually want these to be numbers, so, or actually consecutive numbers ranging from 10 to 100. And the trick here is to change it to a date axis. So if we click on the horizontal axis, actually if you double click, then on the right you get the format axis. And what we need to do is under axis options, so in the axis options section, the axis options, we need the date axis. If you want, you can change the major and minor units to something more suitable, but this seems to be working just fine. So as you can see, I now have it ranging from 10 to, well, 95, I think, or 97, something like that. Which brings us to outlining the bars, because as you might notice, these are not looking nicely yet, but it's starting to look like something. So for each bar, what we can do is I click on the first one, on this purplish one, and then go to the fill and line, and I want it actually to have a solid fill, and let's just use as color this orange. And as the border, I want it to have a solid line. And I'm going to change that for all of them. So this orange and then solid line, or at least for this category, needs to be a solid line. And I want this to be orange. And I want this one to be orange and solid line. And then for the other category, I have to select a different color. So let's use, that blue is okay. Or let's just use a green solid line, and then let's use green and a solid line. Let's use green and a solid line. It's a bit tedious, but it gets the job done. Alright, so that looks now kind of okay. Then we have the legend to work with. As you might notice, we have way too many, so what we can do, and that's why that first category was actually changed to the category's name, we can simply click on this and then click again to select just this one and hit delete on the keyboard, and repeat that for all the ones that we don't need to see. So we don't need to see those, we don't need to see this one, we don't need to see this one, we don't need to see this one, and I also don't need to see dummy. Alright, a few finishing touches perhaps. What we could do is change, of course, the chart title. And we can change it to grade by gender, for example. Grade by gender. And we can actually add under add chart element axis titles a vertical title for here to say, well, these are frequency densities. Frequency density. We can also add a horizontal axis. So axis title horizontal. We can say, well, this was the grade that was given. Grade. We might actually click on this one and as marker say, well, we don't need any marker. So under marker options say none. If you like, you can get rid of the grid lines, select them and just press delete. So there are a few fine-tuning things you might want to do, but hopefully this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.